Oh man, I even had the thought earlier today. Remember about that voice. Don't be surprised. And got surprised. For the people who I think if you're here live, you hear that. But maybe not. But for the people who watch this on YouTube, you have no idea what I'm talking about. But there's this new thing that this new when I click record, this new thing where this loud voice talks in my ears. I should just turn the volume down. Yeah. They they know best, I guess. All those people in the corporate boardroom making those decisions. All right. Well, happy Friday. All right. So today we're going to got a lot of things in store. Let's get started with we're going to start with a little bit of movement. I'm going to take my headphones off to guide this part because I ever need to wear the headphones for this section, but it's comforting somehow. Okay, so let's, if possible, we'll be doing this seated. Now, if you can't do it seated, if you're not able to sit upright, then you'll just imagine for this portion. Well, part of it you'll be able to do if you can lie on your back, and the parts that you can't do, then you'll just have to imagine. Okay, so let's start by, first of all, just being aware of your body from head to toe. And in particular, be aware of the point at the top of the head, right at the top of the skull. And be aware of the point at the base of the spine, tailbone. And then be aware of the space between those 2 points. So you could start at the tailbone in your awareness. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's the very bottom point of the spine. And with your awareness, travel up the spine, up the lower back, up the mid back, the upper back, the neck, up to the point at the base of the skull where the neck meets with the skull, and then up the back of the skull, up to the top of the skull. So you have this awareness of that entire spine, all the way from the tailbone up to the top of the head. That's important because if we lose that awareness, as we are prone to do, then we're disconnected. So then we're experiencing disconnection, we're acting in disconnection. It feels bad. So to re-establish our awareness of that connection just by itself is really powerful. And certainly if we're going to do any movement, it's really helpful. So to the best of your ability, maintain that awareness throughout this movement sequence. And now slowly turn your head to the right. And turn it only as far as you can turn comfortably. And make sure you're doing it with awareness so that it's as smooth and comfortable and pleasurable as possible. So you're only turning as far as you can do so comfortably. Now, when you get to the maximum range that's comfortable, turning the head to the right, take a moment and pause here and again, be aware of the spine all the way from the tailbone to the top of the skull. So have that awareness. And now turn your eyes, if they're not already turned, so that they're also turned to the right. And out of your left eye, you can probably see the left side of your nose. And out of your right eye, you see maybe your right shoulder or maybe beyond your right shoulder. So you're seeing the left side of your nose and you're seeing your right shoulder or beyond the right shoulder simultaneously. And so you'll notice that your eyes are turned in the sockets to the right. Now you're going to keep your eyes turned to the right as you slowly turn the head to the left. So you're turning the head back to center, and then you're going to go beyond the center all the way to the left, keeping your eyes turned to the right. Now, if that's not strange, you're not doing it correctly. And you're going to see if you can do that smoothly and pleasurably, and also be aware of the spine all the way from the tailbone to the top of the skull. Now, once you've turned the head as far as you can comfortably turn it to the left, slowly turn the eyes to the left. And listen to the delightful sound effects of my children. And then you will now likely see out of your right eye, you'll see the right side of your nose. And out of your left eye, you'll see your left shoulder or beyond your left shoulder. And see that you can relax. Let this be as comfortable as possible so that you're not straining. And then you're going to keep your eyes turned to the left as you turn the head to the right. Try to do this as smoothly and slowly as possible. Let it be comfortable. Should be an unusual sensation, but maybe you could experience it as pleasurable. And we're going to keep turning until the head is turned as far to the right as possible while still being comfortable. And the eyes remain turned to the left until you get all the way as far as you can turn the head comfortably to the right. And at that point, slowly turn the eyes to the right. Now you can take a rest anytime you need. So if you need to rest, go ahead and rest. But for anybody who's comfortable to continue, let's do a couple more rounds of this. So you've turned your eyes to the right and you can see the left side of your nose and your right shoulder or beyond your right shoulder simultaneously. And you're aware of your tailbone all the way up the spine, the neck, the head, and the top of the head. And then keeping the eyes turned to the right, you're going to slowly turn the head to the left. And see how much you can be aware of here so that you can allow for the shoulders to be relaxed. Allow yourself to remain aware of the spine, letting the head be atop the spine in a comfortable way. You're going to turn the head as far to the left as is comfortable while the eyes remain turned to the right. And then you'll turn the eyes to the left. So So you're seeing the right side of your nose and your left shoulder and possibly beyond your left shoulder. Now you might notice that you're able to turn the head further this time, and maybe not, but you might notice that the head just naturally, without strain, turns further. Now you're going to keep the eyes turned to the left and slowly turn the head to the right. And this time, just let the eyes come forward and let the head come straight ahead. And let your gaze be as if you're looking at an imaginary horizon. So even if you're lying on your back, you could imagine the horizon is directly in front of you. If you're sitting, just imagine that the horizon is in front of you. You might be looking through a wall or a ceiling. But let the gaze be just out into that imaginary horizon. Let it be soft. And notice that you can see both to the right and the left in your peripheral vision as you're looking at that imaginary horizon. And now let's do the portion of this movement that will, if you're lying on your back, you'll just imagine this, so you'll just rest. And if you're sitting, then you can follow along, only if it's appropriate for you. If it's too strenuous, then don't do it. So we'll start with the left arm. So be aware of the left arm. Be aware of the left shoulder. You want to let the left shoulder stay heavy, anchoring this movement. And you're going to bend at the left elbow so that the left hand comes up toward the left shoulder. And then you're going to lift the left elbow up, letting the shoulder remain relaxed. And then you're going to bring the hand either to the top of the head, or depending on how comfortable you are, you can bring it around to the right side of the head. So don't strain, it's just whatever you can do comfortably. And be aware of that shoulder and let the shoulder be relaxed, because the tendency is to kind of lift up the shoulder, but we want to let the shoulder be relaxed here. And then just allow yourself to still look out in the distance at the horizon, that imaginary horizon. Let your hand and arm be relaxed so that you're not straining. And you can start to feel as you relax that arm that there's a little bit of weight that starts to gently encourage the head to the left, and you're going to release on the right side of the neck so that with control, you're letting the head tip to the left. So you're not pulling the head, but there is just the natural weight of the arm that encourages the head as you release the head in that direction. So only go as far as is comfortable. Don't strain. And make sure that you're able to breathe. Be aware of your jaw. Don't clench your jaw. You could just open and close the jaw a few times. And then maintaining that same openness in the jaw and in the throat, letting the face be relaxed. Slowly bring the head back to upright. So the arm is passive, just going along for the ride, and the head is coming to upright. And let's do that 2 more times. So slowly releasing on the side of the neck, letting the head come to the side. Making sure you can breathe. Making sure you're letting the jaw be soft. And then slowly bringing the head upright so that the arm is passive in this. It's just coming along. The head is moving and the arm comes along. And you may notice that you need to release in the underside of the arm along that left rib cage. That region may tend toward tightness, so this will help to encourage that release. And let's do that one more time. So the head is releasing to the left. Letting the jaw be soft, letting the throat be open, almost as if you're yawning. And then slowly bring the head to upright. And then slowly release the hand and arm. And just notice how that feels. So you should notice a difference. Probably a difference between the two sides of your head. One side probably feels maybe unusual. And just let that integrate for a moment. Maybe your shoulders feel different. One of them feels different. You're not sure which one it is. And then for those who would like to do so, if it's comfortable for you and appropriate, let's do that on the other side. So we'll bend the the right elbow. So the right hand comes up, letting that right shoulder remain heavy and relaxed. And then you're going to lift the right elbow. And then bring the hand either to the top of the head, or if you're comfortable doing so, you can bring it around to the left side of the head. And just take a moment to let the shoulders be relaxed, let the jaw be relaxed, let the face be relaxed so you can look out into that imaginary horizon. Make sure that you're able to breathe. And then let the arm, that right arm, relax even more so that you're not making any undue strain. And you'll just start to notice that the weight of that arm starts to encourage the head to the right, and you release along the left side of the neck so that it's a controlled release and the head tips to the right. And you can open and close the jaw a few times just to clarify so that you can make sure the jaw is released. And then maintaining that release in the jaw and in the throat as if there's a yawn. Slowly bring the head back to upright, and the arm just passively comes along. Make sure that you're releasing all along the right side of the rib cage, underneath the arm. And then we'll do that 2 more times. So letting the head tip to the right. And then slowly coming back to upright. more time. And then when you've come back to upright this time, take your time. But when you have, you can slowly release the hand and arm. And then we'll take a moment to allow that newness to integrate. So now both sides of your head maybe feel strange. And then when you're ready, we'll close the eyes. And again, become aware of the point at the top of the head, the top of the skull, and become aware of the base of the spine, the tailbone, and then be aware of the space between those 2 points. In other words, the spine, all the way from the tailbone up through the lower back, the mid back, the upper back, the neck, the base of the skull, the back of the skull, and the point at the top of the skull, so that you have this awareness of that entire spine and how the head is organized and balanced on the spine. And let's become aware of the breath. So you can sense the breath. And notice where in the breath there is a unnecessary effort, any squeezing or exaggeration or pushing or straining or hesitation, and just be aware. So don't attempt to force any kind of change, just be aware, and then notice how through that awareness you can allow for the breath to become more relaxed. And now I'm going to name parts of the body, and as I do so, just be aware of that part of your body. Just direct your attention to that part of your body and be aware of the sensations and be aware of any unnecessary effort that you might be making that you can release. And don't try to do it perfectly. I'll be moving somewhat rapidly through the parts of the body, so you're not going to need to try and get a perfect release. Just lightly bringing your attention there with the intention of softening and release. And just follow along as I go through the parts of the body. Left shoulder, left elbow, left wrist, left thumb, left index finger, left ring finger, left middle finger, left pinky finger, right shoulder, right elbow, right wrist, right thumb, right index finger, right ring finger, right middle finger, right pinky finger. Now be aware of the entire left arm and the entire right arm simultaneously, letting them be heavy and relaxed. Be aware now of the left shoulder blade, the right shoulder blade, the space between the two shoulder blades, the breastbone, the right side of the chest, the left side of the chest. Be aware of the entire chest and the upper back, including the shoulder blades. And you can now be aware of the entire chest and upper back, as well as the arms. The tip of the tongue, the middle of the tongue, the root of the tongue, the inside of the throat, the outside of the throat, the left eye, the right eye, the tip of the nose, the bridge of the nose, the space between the eyebrows. Now allow your awareness or your attention to move from the tip of your tongue to the middle of your tongue, to the root of the tongue, down into the throat. And we're going to take a brief inner journey as that awareness descends inside into the inner body, down into the inner organs. And first you become aware of the left lung. And then you become aware of the right lung. And as you breathe, you become aware of the two lungs filling with a white light. Next, you become aware of your heart. And as you breathe, you become aware of the heart filling with a light red or pink light. Next, you can allow your awareness to descend and go to the upper right portion of your abdomen, and you become aware of the liver. And as you breathe, you become aware of the liver filling with a beautiful, healing green light. Now your awareness moves to the left side, the area of the stomach and the spleen. And as you breathe, you become aware of this area filling with a healing yellow light.
How do I open this? How do I open this?
And next, you allow your awareness to travel to the back side, where you become aware of your kidneys on both the left and the right sides. And as you breathe, you become aware of the kidneys filling with a healing blue light. Now we're going to continue the inner journey, and we're going to allow ourselves to travel into a different dimension within ourselves, a dimension that is free of the constraints of time and space. And you can allow yourself to do this without having to know how, because it's a capacity that's innate within you. You have this capacity because we all do. And as we travel into this dimension that is free of time and space, we're going to travel into this dimension with a clear intention, which is to release, dissolve, and heal any negative energy connections that we have with any people in our consciousness. And because this space, this dimension that we're traveling to is free of those constraints of time and space, we can instantly and completely dissolve those negative energy connections with any person, whether that person is still living in this world or not, and regardless of where that person may be. So let's now travel to that dimension and I invite you to bring into your conscious awareness the name of the first person with whom you have some negative energy connection that you're ready to heal, dissolve, and release. And whoever that person is, just trust that whatever that person is that comes into your consciousness first is the right person. Don't judge it. Just accept that it's time now. And all you need to do now is say, I love you, I accept you, and I now dissolve, release, and heal any negative energy connections that I've had with you. And then simply allow yourself to let go and trust that that is complete. Now, of course, there are positive lessons to be learned from all relationships. And so as you are dissolving, releasing, and healing the energy, the negative energy connections, you're more fully able to receive the positive and the lessons, which you can do effortlessly. So you don't have to have any concern about losing anything of value and anything of true value. Not only do you retain that, but it is strengthened and clarified as you dissolve, release, and heal the negative energy connections. Now, allow yourself to invite into your conscious awareness the next person with whom you have some negative energy connection that you're ready to release and heal today. And don't judge that, whoever that is, whatever thoughts you may have, just let those come and go and trust in the process and the intelligence within your own consciousness that's calling forth this person here and now so that you can finally heal and release whatever negative energy connections you've had with them. And you can now just say, I love you, I accept you, and I now dissolve, release, and heal any negative energy connections that I've had. And then let go and know that this process is done and complete. And let's do this with several more people. So next, call into your awareness the next person with whom you have some residual negative energy connection. And be sure just to trust whoever that is that comes up. Don't judge it. Don't push anything away because you have opinions that you should or shouldn't or do or don't. Just trust in the process, knowing that as you do so, this brings healing to you and that person and all others involved, because you're now freed to receive the positive lessons and value from those relationships, as are the other people. So with this person in your awareness now, simply say, I love you, I accept you, and I now dissolve, release, and heal any negative energy connections that I've had with you. And then let go. Be willing to really let go. And we'll do one more. So bring into your conscious awareness the next person who you have any negative energy connections with, whether a person who's still living or a person who is passed beyond the world we take for our reality. Remembering that you are in a space that is beyond our concept of space and time. And so with this person in your conscious awareness, say to yourself and to them, I love you, I accept you, and I now dissolve, release, and heal all negative energy connections with you. And then let go. And then let's just take a moment to allow for all of those lessons to be integrated. And you don't have to be consciously aware of them. You may be, but you may not be. And in any case, it still is working. You just need to be open to allowing for those lessons to be integrated so that you can receive the essence of the positive that is for you through those relationships. And then again, become aware of your breath. And we can follow that breath, that gentle, natural breath, back to the dimension of time and space where we have awareness of our body. So become aware of your body, both inside and outside. Be aware of the top of your skull and your forehead and the left ear and the right ear. Be aware of your lips and your chin and your throat and your neck. Be aware of the shoulders and the arms and the hands and the fingers. Be aware of the chest and the upper back and the abdomen and the lower back. Be aware of the buttocks and the thighs and the knees and the lower legs and the ankles and the heels, the tops of the feet and the toes and the soles of the feet. Be aware of your entire body from head to toe, inside and outside. And then let's take a moment to direct the energy and the clarity and the healing that we have received through this exploration so that it can be a blessing in our lives and in the lives of all beings. And knowing that there is an endless abundance of goodness, we can know that the more that we allow for these blessings to spread, the more that we are blessed. So start with your inner body and bless your organs and your bones and your marrow and your connective tissue and your muscles. Bless your thoughts. Bless your feelings. Bless your emotions. Bless your memories. Bless your intellect. Bless your skin. Bless your home. Bless any animals or plants who may be in your care. Bless your loved ones, your family, your friends. Bless your neighbors and your neighborhood. Bless your country. Bless your government so that they can work for the well-being of all citizens of your country. Bless the oceans. Bless all of the animals, all of the plants, all of the minerals. Bless the air. Bless this entire earth. And allow your blessings to expand to all of creation and all beings everywhere so that all beings may know peace, all beings may know love, all beings may know harmony. Once again, be aware of your body, be aware of the space that you're in and the contact of the air on your skin. Move your fingers and be aware of your face, be aware of your forehead and let it soften as we begin to move toward having the intention of opening the eyes. We want to be able to do so smoothly and pleasurably. So have awareness of the forehead, have awareness of the eyelids, have awareness of the cheeks, have awareness of the entire face, and let it be soft and relaxed. And when you're ready, you can slowly begin to open the eyes into that softness, that gentleness of your own face. So it seems to be that there is a kind of law that's that what we're really truly looking for is in the last place that we look. And usually it's the last place that we wish to look. Usually it's in the place that we've been running from. And it's the place that we've been running from is ourselves. So the good news, I guess, in that is that what it is that we're longing for more than anything, it's never far away. It's always closer than we could ever have imagined. And there isn't actually any bad news in that, but from the perspective of the conditioned mind, it's bad news. The bad news is it's you. All of you. All the parts that you thought were unforgivable, unacceptable. So the exploration that we did today is very, very powerful one, and there's there's no way around it. You're gonna feel it. You might be surprised. So you have a weekend now. Over the weekend, things may come up. Maybe they'll come up in dreams. Maybe they'll come up memories, thoughts. Maybe it'll come up through relationship. Maybe it will come up in an email. Maybe it will come up in something that you hear in passing. But whatever and however it happens, remember that it's part of the healing process, and it's for good, really, truly, because everything is here to be witnessed, accepted, and if we say no, if we say, I'm not going to accept that, I'm not going to receive that, I'm not going to witness that, well, who will do that? Hasn't it gone on long enough? Isn't it time? So please do remember, be gentle. If you have strong feelings can sometimes come up with this kind of thing. Can manifest in all kinds of ways. You could have all kinds of labels for it depending on your particular conditioning: anger, disappointment, discouragement, anxiety, frustration, resentment, fear. regret, all kinds of things. Be gentle and know that there are no mistakes. Your life isn't a mistake. Nothing about you or your life is a mistake. If there are things that are difficult, it's not a mistake. It's only because you are powerful enough and strong enough to be able to accept and witness and allow for that healing to take place. Whatever it is, we all have stuff that we think that that's unforgivable. I promise you, it's nothing is a mistake. Whatever comes up, whatever you fear, whatever you have doubt about, it's not a mistake that it's in your experience, because you're the one who has what it takes. Maybe not everyone, but you do. And we all have, for us, for me, for you, for each of us, we have the things that we think, no, not that. I couldn't accept that. I can't forgive that. I can't love myself. It's too horrible, too terrible, too unforgivable, too disgusting. Maybe we project it onto other people. Maybe we think, God, why am I always surrounded by all these terrible people? But whatever the case, it's always exactly perfect. It's exactly right for you. It's exactly right for me, because we're in the right place at the right time with the right people having the right experience. This I know. And it doesn't seem like it sometimes. I know sometimes it seems like just a nightmare. But I know for sure, and I can promise you, that it is for good. It's for a good that is beyond what we can understand as good. It opens us to something greater. It opens us to a healing that we could not have imagined with our limited ideas. So I'll leave it at that for this recording, and I'll end it now.